Let me add some Black Force energy. And I'll let Adjo hit it. So let me add some Black Air Force energy to the conversation. So as men, right? There's a particular batch of men I want to talk about because it's not all men, right? Some of us have hunted in the past. When I say hunted, we know how to, one, break relationships up, go after girls who are in relationships. We know how to, talk to a girl. We're smooth with it. That will never leave you. Never. It doesn't go away. So I'm talking about a particular type of men. The men who haven't done that before, we don't include them in this conversation, bro. They've never done that. They've never had to fight that part of them. What you're asking me to do is to fight a nature that I've known and say, come into that space and be my friend. No, I won't. Because that side of me is always there. I don't want to have to fight it. I don't want to be involved in it at all. Because the nature to, and I'm not even trying to talk about playing, I'm saying, because, and someone might say, I don't even see it as objectifying. I see it as the fact is, everyone here likes sex. Let's be real. Some of us have been conditioned to not think that way. Some of us have been free thinking and free flowing as you were young. But when you have situations where you've moved mad in the past, where you've done things, like I said, it's darkness. It's always going to be there. One example I would give you, and I'm saying some other guys probably know this. If you've taken a girl of someone else's, of another man, you will never trust friendships really properly ever again. Never. Because once you've taken someone else from someone else, you've known that, hey, this can actually happen. Raw. This is real life. I gotta be on my ball game. And I always use this quote. Liam Neeson said to his daughter, look, I don't want you going to Paris. Why? Because what his job was, he saw all the dangers. Once you've seen all the dangers, you can never turn it off. Christian or no Christian, I've always got to fight this nature now to be that guy. It's always there. So I don't even want to be in that space at all. So if you're a bad looking B, fantastic. I appreciate you. You know what? God bless you. May you continue to be a bad B. Be a bad B in your own life. You don't need to involve mine. I've got enough friend as it is. And when I say friend, I want to make it very clear. Not that we can't be cool. Not that we can't be cordial. Not that there may be a business meeting. No. Those things are fine. But you're asking me to be a friend. That means trust, everything like that, faithfulness. Oh, Lord, darling, listen, you're doing a bit too much. Let's just be business acquaintances. When I see you at the business meeting, that's great. Colleague, that's great. But now you want me to be your friend? I'm so sorry. I cannot do it. Since I've lived the life of a dark lord, I cannot give myself to that space to be in that particular arena again. Adjo, talk to me, and then I'm going to get Tim to add on to the Black Force there. Talk to me.
All right. So when I first saw the topic, when you first started talking about the topic of why can't we leave, the first thing that came to mind was attachment styles. Mm-hmm. And I think this is something that we really need to hit on. We all have different sets of attachment styles. So hopefully we can touch on that before the live is over. But let me go to this best friend thing. I think we really missed something that Max said, right? She said it's more so a projection. This is a projection of what you feel you can't do, and you're projecting it on someone else. Now, the one thing we all love about your channel is that we come here to try to see the things that we're doing wrong and try to find healthy ways to do it right. We can't brush this off, right? This is a very unhealthy way to approach relationships. And if we want to have healthy relationships with each other and even with ourselves, if you want to have a healthy relationship with yourself and with other people, you have to know where your boundaries, even though they're set, are still set wrongly. And if your boundary is that you cannot have the opposite sex as a true friend, a platonic friend, without being sexual, then it's time for you to check yourself. It really is time for you to really have a deep dive. And it's not a dig. Absolutely not. Right? We're just on a journey. Life is a journey. We're trying to get on a journey to actually be our most healthy self. Then you need to be able to just sit for a minute and check yourself. Why is it that I'm so uncomfortable with this? What is it that I myself have in me that I feel I can't control, why I'm projecting this on someone else? Because I can't reiterate it. My friend is platonically a friend, but that's because I have it in me and I have that maturity level to be able to respect the boundaries that are set because I'm smart enough. I'm not going to try to say, oh, I want to be his woman. No, that's not what I'm trying to do. right? So I'm just saying we can't necessarily brush it off. And I love that we have different sexes on here so we can actually have a very honest conversation. We need to really look at ourselves. Tim, what is it that really, like, dig deep, a little deeper, other than I'm looking at somebody's bum? Because as Max said, your friend's wife, you don't check her out, right? And she may be bad and batty. And okay, so why can't you? What is it that is preventing you to have boundaries?
No, you just said it. No, you just said it. No, okay.
What did I say?
Men and men. Okay, here's a boundary. Men and men, there's a boundary. Unstated, there's a boundary. If I'm not gay, there's a boundary. Regardless of what anyone says, there's a boundary. When it's male and female, there is no boundary. I have to put in a boundary. That's completely different. Now I'm having to put that in. See the difference? One exists.
No.
Your attraction is not put in. I'm not putting in a boundary.
Kojo, listen. You did put a boundary in with the wife. You did. That boundary did not come with. No. What I'm trying to say. Let me land. What I'm trying to say. It's okay. All love. What I'm trying to say. What I'm trying to say is, when you were born, right? It was not computed into you that your friend Tim's wife is a boundary. That is a boundary that you picked up. That is a learned behavior. And in the same way that you have learned that behavior, you can learn that Adjoa is a homie and I don't need to smash, right? You can learn that. It's a learned behavior. The thing about it is that you don't want to learn it, because then it actually goes against your nature and the enjoyment you have when you see a woman and you want to smash. See, when you learn that behavior, then that means that now you actually have a new boundary set of, I'm not going to smash every woman. And the truth about it is, as men, you don't want to learn it. That's it. Let's be real. You don't want to learn it. You don't want to learn it because you want to know that, you can go and spread your seeds whenever you want to. It's a power move, right? It's a power move, and you don't want to learn it.
We don't. That's the point why we're saying that we're not going to do it. That's the point.
No, but I want you to see the selfish nature of it. But it's
not selfish.
Nature.
If I don't want to learn it,
absolutely selfish.
I don't want it. How's that? Okay, how's it selfish? If I don't want you as my friend, no, wait. How can it be selfish if I don't want you as my friend? I don't want you as my friend. You're telling me I'm selfish. I don't want you as a friend.
Listen, Kojo. Listen, Kojo.
You're too buff.
No, listen. What we're saying is,
go on.
You just, it's because you don't want to make that exception for everyone. Because once you know you can make an exception for one, then it's possible to make the exception for all. And you don't want that, because you want to be able to look at somebody's bum and want to do what you want to do.
But that's the point. I don't want to look at the bum. That's the point. We don't. That's the. Okay, I will let Tim jump in. Tim, jump in. Give it the Black Air Forces. Give it the App Forces. Women, I wanted to understand. I love this, by the way, women. And I will let Natalie go after.
Yeah, Matt,
go for it.
How do you pronounce your name? Is it Adjoa? Okay, cool.
He's from Nigeria.
I don't feel like you guys are listening to what we're saying, and I feel like a lot of us. When I look at the entire conversation, we are saying similar things, but we're actually pitching it from a different angle. So we're understanding it from our perspective as men, knowing how we're wired, knowing how men naturally see women. I don't care what man you are, like, you're not Jesus Christ. The reality is we're bloodthirsty. You go that deep. The point is that men are attracted to women, yeah? Men see women. No, let me just leave that for a second.
Start again, bro.
Look, the point is this: men are attracted to women, yeah? When a man sees a woman, there's a natural attraction there, yeah? What we're trying to get at is this: we do not want a dynamical relationship where things go to a certain, or have even the possibility of getting to a certain extent. That is not saying that we don't have fruitful relationships with ladies. It does not mean that. When you're saying best friend, for me, this conversation is down to definition. How do you define best friend? Because if you're talking to me about somebody that I can speak to, somebody I can spend time with, generally, so on and so forth, within certain boundaries, we've all got that. That's the reality of the situation. But when I'm thinking about best friend, and the way I'm hearing pajamas and sleepovers and this kind of something.
Why did Tim have to go that far?
I'm not here for that. You get what I'm saying?
On
Like,
the,
no,
on the
because
pajamas, eh?
You didn't hear that from me.
Kojo said pajamas, like she's talking to you in her pajamas and all this shenanigans and whatever. I don't want to link up on that kind of motive with no female friends. Like, let's talk, let's vibe, let's be cool. I don't mind at all. But I guess like you guys are saying that you've got best friends with boundaries. I'm saying I've got friends that are females with boundaries as well. Like, what are we saying that's different? You want me to go to the extension of saying this is my female best friend and da 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 da, but